What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre tutorials and reviews. Back in here with one more video. Guys, you're taking a look at the thumbnail, you're taking a look at the title of the video. You already know what time it is. It is time to get active. Shout out to content creator, the strongest director. I've done a reaction off of one of his videos in the past. Brother is super talented. Guys, I'm gonna leave a link to this video down in the description box down below. Go down, check him out, give him a sub, go check out all of his content. Real talented brother. However, he did a lot of simping in his 20s, and he's here to tell you today how he lost $250,000. I get anxiety when I look at that title. Without further ado, his wallet. How I blew $250K. Let's get it.
There was once a man in Pioneer Town that gave into temptation, gave into simping and reckless spending, and was right out spendthrift. Now, this cheer story is about that man. It's not about how he struck gold, but it's about how he squandered it. This here man was named Quickspin McGraw, or Quick, as his friends would call him, because nobody in the land of Pioneer Town reached for their wallet quicker than Quick.
Amex, dating women, 29% APR to car loan, Jesus, shopping sprees, eating out, luxury cars, ignoring Dave Ramsey, designer clothes all day, Bumble, Tinder, expensive, being a simp. All right, OnlyFans, damn, Lennox Mall, he's in Atlanta, overdraft fees, PS5, 405 credit score. I didn't even know it could get that low. Wallet on fire.
All right, so in this video for today, I'm going to talk all about how I blew through $250,000 in my mid-20s, and hopefully me talking about how I lost this $250,000
crazy
cash. Well, actually it wasn't all cash, but most of it was cash. Is going to help you guys avoid those same mistakes and same pitfalls so you guys don't fall victim and prey to losing massive amounts of money. So I'm not going to waste nobody's time. I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into my list of the things that ran up $250,000 in my mid-20s. I got my list right here on my smartphone. $65,000 taking my last girlfriend on dates. I was dating a reality TV star. I had a car wreck, let somebody drive my car, didn't have no insurance on my car, totaled the vehicle, $16,000, broke a red camera, brakes went out on a car I was driving.
Okay, wait, hold on. We gotta take a quick pause. Already. He just glanced over it. Hopefully he's getting ready to go into it, but $65,000 in his 20s because he was dating a reality TV model. Whoa. Wow, my mind is blown. But also notice what he also said as well. He lent his friend a car without insurance, and then he wrecked the car. Choices and decisions, okay? Choices and decisions. Let's keep rocking.
Jumped out the car and destroyed a $14,000 red camera. I got
no insurance again.
Point. That cost me about $25,000. About 2
no
years
insurance
before that,
again. There's a trend here.
And then robbed. That was about $8,000. Renting brand new cars from Hertz Rental Cars was about $24,000. Trying to get rich really fast by starting a fitness app, and that was about $25,000. There was some business coaching I signed up for, but I only paid for half the business coaching and got kicked out all the coaching programs. That was about $8,000. I lost another $6,000 crashing drones. And the funny thing was, when I was shooting this video right here, this here video, I lost.
Hit the mountain.
Lost another $1,000 because I crashed the drone while I was shooting this. About $60,000 wasted because I went to college for 5 years to get me a college degree, and then right at the end, instead of just taking my degree, I dropped out of college 4 months before I was going to graduate with my degree. And I only had about 6 more credit hours to go to get my degree from college. But I dropped out right before, and I remember everybody was pissed off and mad at me because I only had 6 more credit hours to go, and I went ahead and quit school.
Okay, let me give another quick pause. So you're beginning to see, that he's just a spender. He's a spender, and he's made choices and decisions in his life which have kept him away from insurance of very expensive items that have to deal with his business. And it also sounds like he got robbed twice. Now, anybody can be a victim of robbing, but I'd argue that, it's sometimes a lot of the situations is where you are placing yourself at, who is looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you idly waiting in cars when they're parked, right? After they saw you bring in equipment into the car, right? Like there's different circumstances and choices that if you are more aware of yourself and your surroundings, you significantly lessen the likelihood of bad things occurring to you. Just like letting your friend drive your car when your car doesn't have insurance. Like, number one, why don't you have insurance? Right. But insurance is a constant theme that popped up within that. So guys, think towards, if you want to mitigate your financial impact and risk, getting insurance. You know what I'm saying? From an auto perspective, from a health perspective, do invest in your budget to get insurance. Okay. The $65,000 on dates, though. Holy moly. Last but not least, the $60,000 on a college degree. Guys, you got to think about college as a return on your investment. Okay. ROI. And the reason for that is if you know that getting your art history degree is only going to pay $30,000 per year, and you're not even that sure if art history is for you, but the cost is $60,000, you're going to get barely any return on your investment. All right. There's so many majors out there that the institutions, they'll continue to provide the education for it. If you want to sign up for it, they'll continue to provide. Okay. But it's up to you to choose correctly. All right. It's up to you. No one else. Let's keep going.
Now, I can't really blame anybody from all these mistakes that I made before. Like, I'm responsible for all this stuff. And honestly, spending all this money was a blast. It was a lot of fun. If I could go back, I would probably spend half as much money as I spent before. A lot of stuff was just like, I should have had insurance. That would have saved me a lot of money. And then also probably the whole school thing. If I could go back in time, I probably would get my degree, not because I need it or would use it, but just because it would make my parents happy to see me actually get my college degree and walk across that stage. So like I said, this video right here is to help you guys learn from my mistakes from losing the $250,000, how you guys can avoid doing some of those same things and avoid making some of the mistakes. Like I said, I spent over $65,000 on dates, but I'm somebody that likes spending money and doing nice things for people I care about. So it probably was like a waste because I was just spending money. I was in a long distance relationship, so I spent a lot of money traveling across the US, flying to LA, Memphis, different cities and whatnot. But I mean, I had fun, I had a blast doing it. It probably wasn't the best use of money.
No.
And I mean, we got to do stuff like, well, actually, some stuff we didn't even do. Like I bought a 7-day cruise, Royal Caribbean, on the world's biggest cruise ship, Symphony of the Seas. Didn't even go, but tickets to Disneyland, didn't even go because I heard the lines were too long. Didn't feel like standing in line, so I just bought tickets. Didn't even go. Went to Universal Studios, did a whole bunch of dates like all over the US, went to resorts. I was constantly getting hotels, buying plane flights, going out to eat 3 times a day, tipping all the waiters, all the bartenders. Stuff got very expensive, very fast, and I was like spending no less than $20,000 a year going on dates. And I mean, it was a lot of fun, and if I could go back, I would probably do the same thing again. But
wow.
Actually, I plan on doing the same thing when I get into a relationship later.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm working so hard right now so I can make more money so I can afford to, go out and do this stuff because I like spending money. I can't. That's just who I am. Some people like being cheap. I just like spending money. So to make up for that, I just am running like 3 businesses right now.
He's got to make a lot of money. To hear him talk about to hear him talk about it like that, you know what I'm saying? And he's self-admitted. He said he was simping like back in the day. But he also says that he likes spending money on things. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we all have, different life experiences or what have you. But I think that his mindset is also ripe of being taken advantage of. And I believe he's in Atlanta. By the way, that's not his accent, by the way. He's doing that for the video. But it's direct mindset of being completely and utterly taken advantage of. And I was also thinking about Blue Pill Sam talking about, well, I spent $250 on the first date because I live a life in abundance. And the thing is, at the end of the day, I can't argue with him because he does live a life. He does live a life in abundance. I just, I always think that, you want to be strategic with all of your decisions. And it's clear here that he's more of a creative thinker, less of a strategic thinker, meaning that, to get Royal Caribbean cruise tickets for you and your significant other and not even go, or go down to Disney, whatever, and to book these trips and then not even go, right? Like, I hear that, and in my mind, I'm like, blasphemy. Like, I've never heard of booking a trip and then not going for whatever reason. You understand what I'm saying? But here's the thing, is that the significant other, who's also not financially savvy, right, is not going to care what you're going to be doing with your money either, as long as you're spending it on her. You understand what I'm saying? So just like the school will allow you to sign up for any major, whether or not it's going to turn into a good career, right? They will keep allowing you to do that. The same thing as a significant other will keep allowing you to do that, because at the end of the day, it benefits the school and it benefits her. All right, let's keep going. Also, real quick, before we keep going, can you imagine if he put $250,000 in an investment account 10 years ago? Let's do the math on that real quick. All right, guys, I'm at calculator.net. You can see the URL up at the top of the screen if you want to go check it out yourself. Anyway, let's just say hypothetically, Nick, I know this is not his particular situation, but let's just say hypothetically, he put in the starting amount of $250,000, which again, this is hypothetically because he didn't have the $250,000 at one time. But let's say for shits and giggles that he was able to put it in 10 years ago. All right. All of his 20s, right, at a return rate of 8%, which is very normal for most of the things that I invest into from a passive income perspective. And let's leave compounding annually. And let's say that he put nothing else in there during that time. Let's see what that would have amounted up to. So pretty much the $250,000 would more than double. And realistically, it would have been probably closer to $800,000, if not $900,000, because of the time frame that he would have put that in, which would have been around 2011, and that was 3 years removed from the Great Recession. So he would have experienced considerable gains, way over 8%.
Main takeaways from how I lost $250,000 was just, the main thing was just not having insurance, and then also spending too much money on dates. So if I could help somebody out, that's in my predicament. If you interested in a girl, you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money going on dates. You don't have to spend a bunch of money to have fun. If you guys can enjoy each other's company without spending a bunch of money, that's really like the important thing. And I think when I was dating before, if I didn't spend that money, I don't think we would have had a fun time, to be honest. So that right there, probably like a key indication.
Good advice.
It just wasn't meant to work between us. And instead of just, acknowledging that back then and just saying like, oh, the only reason like dating this girl is a whole bunch of fun is because I'm just spending a ton of money buying cruises, going out to, 3, 4, 5-star dinners, going to resorts, staying at luxury hotels, renting luxury vehicles, driving around in, going out and going shopping. That was probably the reason that last relationship was a lot of fun, just because I was spending so much money. So if you're a younger dude or a younger guy or just any guy in general, if you're spending a crap ton of money on extravagant dates just to have some fun, if you two can't sit down and have fun sitting in the living room for 5 or 6 hours, then
good advice.
It's probably not meant to be. And then if you got any
money
type
hides
of
the
thing,
issues.
you own a house, car insurance, camera equipment, any kind of professional equipment, make sure that you got insurance. I've lost like $100,000 from not having insurance. So go ahead, get you some insurance today. Those are my 2 takeaways from the day. I want to at least give out some positive thing and teach some type of lesson. Learn from my mistakes. I've made plenty of them. And also, don't work with criminals and gangsters. So that's my 3 things. If you want to date a girl, make sure you guys can have fun doing nothing. Make sure you guys can have fun spending no money. Then make sure you have insurance. If you've got anything expensive, anything more than $1,000, $2,000, have some insurance on it so you don't lose it.
Facts.
And
same thing I'm saying.
The third point is going to be, don't work with criminals, don't work with gangsters, don't work with drug dealers.
Yeah.
Those are my key lessons for today. That's it for this video. If you want to see me make any more content, go ahead and just let me know. And I promise the next video, I won't even use this horrible Southern accent on top of the video. Now, everybody have a blessed week, and I will see you guys next time.
Listen, that last point, the criminals, the drug dealers, listen, he talked about earlier that he got robbed. And what I tell you guys all the time, if you include people around you that are high risk shit will come your way. So I think what he was trying to insinuate in there, talking about that he got robbed, is that potentially it was a setup, because the folks in his circle that he was working with knew where he was going to be at and knew the equipment that he had in his vehicle. Got to pay attention to these things, all right? Tell you guys that all the time. Last but not least, some of the greatest lessons that you can learn in your life either can be via your own experience or from the experience of others. I opt for the experience of others because at the end of the day, I want to see Jimmy put his hand up on the stove and burn his fingertips off to let me know how to not burn my fingertips off. You know what I'm saying? So learn from the strongest director's mistakes. Learn from the things that he's saying. At the end of the day, I thought it was a good comment around if you can't sit with them in a room and just have a good conversation with them. You know, and shout out to Kane Carter, Hot Damn I Rock, because he was talking about once he was able to just have conversations with some of the women in his life, he realized he had absolutely nothing in common with them. You know what I'm saying? So like the good times can mask the bullshit, the money can mask the problems and or the opportunities, and there's no level and degree of amount of money that you could throw at something to fix the underlying issues. $65,000, spending that on a woman that is not in your life anymore. I mean, and what did you get out of it? At the end of the day, it's just memories of fading memories at that. You know what I'm saying? Of someone that you probably don't even want to interact with into the future. I mean, I don't know their relationship or anything like that, but shit, how much money did she spend on you, my G? Incredibly expensive lessons at the end of the day. I mean, if he didn't do all of that, he would have been absolutely a multimillionaire if he was able to invest a lot more of his money that he was wasting. But it is what it is. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, feel free to continue to hit me up. Patreon. All right, we go in up there on the Patreon on the Discord server. Feel free to join the inner circle. We do Wealth Chat Wednesdays where we go over financial focused content in order to take the lessons and drill down to further understand the impact on each of our lives. If you're interested in purpose discussions, if you're interested in relationship discussions, feel free to come up and join. You know where to find me. Until next time, YouTube, peace.